Welcome all of you to 6th grade primary school today, and that's time for science. And today we will have a good revision as I promised you from before. I promised you to have a very important revision today. Also, I remind you, بفكركم, we have studied Unit 1 which deal mass and weight, Unit 2 which deal measuring temperature and heat conduction, 2 lessons about heat conduction, and we differentiated in this lesson between good conductor and bad conductor. Also, we studied lesson 2 of Unit 2, which deal with measuring temperature. Also, we have studied the type of thermometer, Celsius 1 and the medical one. And also, we have studied all things about the thermometer in this year. Okay? Also, we have studied lesson 1 of Unit 3, which deal with atmosphere, oxygen gas. We have prepared oxygen gas in the lab, and I'm sure you will prepare oxygen gas in the lab with all your great teachers of science in Egypt, okay? I'm sure that it's a very interesting experiment. And also, I'm sure we have studied the properties of oxygen. We have studied also the importance and the uses of oxygen gas. And today, we'll have a special episode, حلقة خاصة, about revision on Unit 1 and Unit 2, and also revision on oxygen gas. Please prepare yourself for a very good revision for the midterm exam. Now we'll start with the first question, which deal with complete the following statement. In this type of question, I advise you, read the question carefully till the end point. Again, read the question carefully till the end point. Don't be rapid in your answer. Answer the question carefully and slowly and correctly. Please answer the question slowly to have good mark or final mark, inshallah. Okay, let's start with our first type of question today. Complete the following statement, and I advise you in this type of question, to read the question carefully. Let's start with the first one. Number 1 says, the thermometer used in measuring temperature of human body is what? Again, the thermometer used in measuring temperature of the human body is what? Surely it will be the medical thermometer or the clinical thermometer أو الترمومتر الطبي used in measuring temperature of the human body. Again, measuring temperature of the human body or the human being or the man or the people or the patient, any word of them, by medical thermometer, That question is very important. We use the medical thermometer to measure the temperature of the human body. Another question. The thermometer which is used in measuring temperature of liquids and atmosphere. Again, the question says that the thermometer used in measuring temperature of liquids and atmosphere. Liquids and atmosphere, we must note here, I want to measure temperature of liquid, not temperature of the human body. Surely the answer will be the Celsius thermometer. The Celsius thermometer is the thermometer which is used in measuring temperature of the liquids and atmosphere. Again, Celsius thermometer is used in measuring temperature of liquids and atmosphere. Another question. The energy that transfers from the hot object to the cold object. Again, the energy that transfers from the hot object to the cold object is what? Surely it will be heat energy, which we have studied in Unit 2. We have studied Unit 2 that deal with heat energy or heat conduction and also measuring temperature. So here the question says that the energy that transfers from hot object to the cold object, it will be heat energy. Another question of complete, and I repeat my advice to you, بكرر نفس النصيحة. Please read the question carefully. اقرأ السؤال بعناية. Again, read the question carefully till the end word, لغاية آخر كلمة. Another question. The degree of hotness or coldness of a body. The degree of hotness or coldness of a body is what? Surely it will be the temperature or the temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Again, the degree of hotness or coldness of a body is the temperature, okay? Surely degree of hotness or coldness of a body is called what? Is called the temperature. Another question. The gas which is used in respiration. Surely we know this information from our previous study in primary 4. كنا عارفين كويس قوي the gas which is used in respiration is that oxygen gas. And also we have studied this year many things, many information about oxygen gas. We have studied the preparation of oxygen gas, the importance of oxygen gas, and at last the uses of oxygen gas. The gas which is used in respiration is oxygen gas. Another question. The question says that all metals, here we must note, لازم اخد بالي كويس قوي, all metals, not all materials, okay? All metals, كل المعادن أو كل الفلزات are point conductors of heat. Again, all metals are point conductors of heat. All metals are surely are good conductor of heat. Again, all metals are good conductor of heat. Surely we have studied that all metals such as iron, copper, aluminium, even if mercury are good conductor of heat. So we can say all metals are good conductor of heat. Another question. Point conducts heat faster than aluminium. Point conducts heat faster than aluminium. We must here know, لازم نعرف here I want the metal which conducts heat faster than aluminium or faster than iron. We know that we have a very good metal which is called copper. Copper here is a metal that conducts heat faster than aluminium or faster than iron itself, because we know that copper is the best metal in conducting heat. Again, copper is the best metal in conducting heat, so we can say copper conducts heat faster than aluminium. Copper conducts heat faster than aluminium. Okay? Another question. Some examples of good conductors of heat are what and what? Surely we can say iron, copper, aluminum, gold, silver, nickel, sodium, calcium, mercury. Any metal you have studied, you can say this is a good conductor of heat. أي معدن درسناه قبل كده in primary 4, or even if you know it from your reading أو أي حاجة عارفها من خلال القراءة الشخصية أو قراءتك الشخصية, you can say it's a good conductor of heat. So again, some examples of good conductors of heat are iron and copper, aluminum, silver, nickel, and so on. And even if mercury, which is the only liquid metal, again, we know that mercury, which is the only liquid metal that is used in thermometer or used in manufacturing of thermometer, is also a good conductor of heat. Even if it's a liquid, هو liquid لكن هو في نفس الوقت metal. So we can say all metals are good conductor of heat. Again, we can say all metals are good conductor of heat. Another question that says some usages, not some example here. Here I want the uses or the importance of good conductor of heat, such as what or what? We can say cooking pans or cooking pots, cooking pans or cooking utensils, or we can say cooking pots or cooking pans. Also, tea boilers. Again, some usages of good conductor of heat, such as cooking pots and tea boilers. Cooking pots and tea boilers. So we can say some usages of good conductors of heat are cooking pots and tea boilers. Another question that says some examples of bad conductor of heat, such as what and what. And before we answer this question, we have Asim from Giza. Hello, Asim.
Hello, Miss.
Hello, how are you, Asim?
I'm fine.
Okay, how's science with you? Science is good or not?
Good.
Okay, you have question, Asim, or you want to be asked?
I want to be asked.
You want to be asked? Okay, Asim. We have a question here. You can see it on the monitor now. The question says, some examples of the bad conductors of heat, such as what or what? Can you give me?
Wood and plastic.
Yes, surely, Asim. Excellent. Wood and plastic. We can say wood and plastic. Also glass, also paper, also all liquids except mercury, air itself. All of them are bad conductor of heat, Asim. Okay, Asim. Can you have another question? Okay,
What?
Asim. You want to be asked another question?
Yes.
Okay, Asim. Can you tell me, give reason. Medical thermometer has a constriction. Give reason.
To prevent
Mercury?
the mercury go back quick.
Surely, Asim. Excellent. To prevent mercury from going back quickly, so I can read the temperature carefully or temperature correctly. Okay, Asim, can you tell me the last question? What is the scale of the medical thermometer? What is the scale of the medical thermometer? Medical thermometer started from
Scale,
what to what?
35
To 40.
to 42.
Yes, 42. Awesome. Okay. So medical thermometer started from 35 to 42. Thank you very much, Atim, for your call, and we will wait for your call again. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Asim. Okay, so now
Thank you.
let's back again to our questions about complete question. And I advised you in this episode, I said it's a very special episode for revision on Unit 1 and Unit 2, and also the oxygen gas, which we have studied up till now. Please, I advise you again, in the question of complete question, read the question carefully till the end word. And you can answer the question correctly if you do that, okay? So again, the question says that some usages of bad conductors of heat, some usages or uses of bad conductors of heat, such as what or what? Surely I can use bad conductor of heat such as handles or such as wood or plastic in making handles of cooking pots, and also heavy clothes. Again, handles of cooking pots and also heavy clothes. Another question. Mass is measured by what, whereas weight is measured by what? Again, mass is measured by what, whereas weight is measured by what? We know that, or we are sure to know that mass is measured by balance scale. Mass is measured by balance scale, whereas weight is measured by a spring scale. Here, I remind you, بفكركم تاني, please, in this type of question, we must take care of the word by and the word in, or of the preposition by and the preposition in. What's different between measured by and measured in? If the question says measured by, I need the device, هنا عايز الجهاز. If the question says measured in, I need the units. So I remind you with this note, it's a very important note. Please let me write this note to know this correctly, okay? If I find the question, measured by and measured in. What's the difference between them? Measured by or measured in? Measured by, I need here the device, الجهاز, such as a spring scale for weight, such as balance scale or two-arm scale or digital scale for mass. Here, measured in, I need the units, such as gram or kilogram for mass, such as Newton for 10. Again, I must note, in measured by, I need a device, and measured in, I need the units. Again, in measured in, I need the units, but in measured by, I need the device, okay? So another question. The question says that mass is constant and is not affected by what? Again, mass is constant and is not affected by what? We know that mass is constant and is not affected by place or by changing the direction or changing the place of matter. So again, mass is constant and is not affected by place. Surely we know that mass is a fixed or a stable value and it doesn't change by changing the place or the state of matter. Okay, another question says, an object's weight depends on what? An object weight depends on what? An object weight depends on معناها يعتمد على. So here I want the factors with which the weight depend on. Again, I need here the factors on which the weight depend on. So we know that the weight depend on many factors such as place, such as mass, such as distance from the planet center. So again here I can write or I can say an object weight depends on mass and the place. An object weight depends on mass and the place. Okay? So another question says that oxygen gas is consumed during point-and-point processes. Again, oxygen gas is consumed during point-and-point processes. We know that oxygen gas is consumed, بيستهلك during respiration and burning processes. Respiration and burning or combustion processes. Again, oxygen gas is consumed during respiration and burning processes. Another question. Another type of question that says write the scientific term. In this type of questions, I advise you to read the question carefully again, but you must concentrate. لازم أركز in the first one or two words. The first one or two words here, I'm sure that they are the key words هم مفتاح الحل. I need the device, or I need the system, or I need the process, or I need the unit which deal with this question. Here I must concentrate in the first one or two words. scientific terms المهمة قوي، لازم اركز كويس قوي في اول كلمة او اول كلمتين. هو عايز مني system، عايز مني process عملية، عايز مني unit، عايز مني operation، عايز مني ايه بالظبط. Okay, so I must concentrate in the first one or two words in this type of questions. So let's start. It's a question of scientific term or right scientific term, and again I advise you to concentrate please in the first one or two words. Okay, the first question says that the layer of the atmosphere that protects the earth from harmful radiation coming from the sun. Here concentrate. I want the layer. أنا عايز الطبقة اللي في الهواء اللي بتحمينا من الأشعة الضارة، مش الأشعة الضارة نفسها. Again, the layer of the atmosphere that protects the earth from harmful radiation coming from the sun. Surely it will be the ozone layer or the ozone layer. Again, the ozone layer is the layer of the atmosphere that protects the earth from harmful radiation coming out from the sun. Again, the layer of the atmosphere that protected the earth from harmful radiation such as ultraviolet radiation coming from the sun, it will be the ozone layer. Another question. A chemical substance that increases the speed of the reaction. A chemical substance that increases the speed of the reaction. Surely it will be what? Surely it will be the catalyst. Catalyst. Here I need the chemical substance. المادة الكيميائية اللي بتزود التفاعل الكيميائي. It will be the catalyst. Catalyst أو العامل الحفاز. Again, chemical substance that increases the speed of the chemical reaction. It will be the catalyst. And we have another definition for catalyst. I'm sure you will say that. أنا واثق إن الناس هتعترض تقول في definition تاني خالص للcatalyst. Catalyst is a chemical substance that doesn't change in its property and quantity during the chemical reaction. Also, we can say a catalyst is a chemical substance that increases the speed of the reaction without being changed. بدون أي تغيير. So, the catalyst is a chemical substance that increases the speed of the reaction without being changed. Okay? So again, another question. Rapid combination of the element with oxygen. Rapid combination of the element with oxygen. اتحاد سريع بين أي عنصر والأكسجين. Again, rapid combination of the element with the oxygen gas. Also, it will be the burning or combustion process. عملية الاحتراق. Again, rapid combination of the oxygen with the element. It will be burning or combustion process. Okay, so again, point gas is used with acetylene for welding metals. Point gas, that's a complete question. Which gas is used in or which gas is used with acetylene for welding metal? Surely we know that it will be the oxygen gas, and we know that oxygen gas combined with acetylene to produce a very, very large flame, very, very high temperature flame, which reaches 3,500 Celsius. Reaches what? Reaches 3,500 Celsius. That is used in welding and cutting metals. Again, point gas is used with acetylene for welding and cutting metals, so it will be the oxygen gas. Another question. Slow combination of the element with the oxygen. Slow combination of the element with the oxygen. Surely it will be the oxidation process. أو عملية الأكسدة. So we must differentiate between burning process and oxidation process. So now let me have a very important comparison question. Again, if the question says that, please compare between oxidation and burning process. Again, what's the difference between each process of them? Oxidation and burning or oxidation. Okay, we can make a comparison easily by making the difference between them. We know that the burning process is a rapid process, but oxidation process is a slow process, and all of them share in a process which is combination with oxygen gas. So all of them or both of them are similar in something and different in one thing only, which is the velocity or the speed. هما الاثنين متفقين ان فيهم بيحصل اتحاد مع الاكسجين، لكن the difference, the only difference، الفرق الوحيد بينهم ان في slow combination في الاكسيديشن عمليه بطيئه جدا، لكن ال burning fast or rapid combination عمليه سريعه جدا. So we can write the comparison between oxidation and burning process like that. Oxidation, okay, burning, okay, burning process. We can say that oxidation is a slow combination, between element and oxygen, okay, between the element and oxygen gas. But what about burning? Burning is a rapid or fast. Rapid means fast, okay? Rapid combination between what? Surely between element and oxygen, and also, and it produces what? It produces heat and light, okay? Also, I can add an oxidation process in the presence of what? You surely know, in the presence of moisture, الرطوبة أو water vapor. So again, oxidation is a chemical process or is a slow combination between element and oxygen in the presence of moisture. So what about burning? Burning is a rapid or fast combination between element and oxygen that produces heat and light. So we must differentiate between oxidation and burning like that. Oxidation is a slow process and burning is a fast process or is a rapid process. You know that burning is a very rapid process that happens instantly, بتحصل فورا, and you must take care of burning because it is a dangerous process. It's a very, very dangerous process that may destroy many things or many buildings or many possessions of some people. So again, in the next episode, inshallah, we will study carbon dioxide gas, which deal with the atmosphere also. And in this gas, we will study the structure or the idea of the fire extinguisher that is used in extinguishing fire. inshallah هندرس بالتفصيل كويس قوي what's meant by or what is the structure of the fire extinguisher out of طفاية الحريق. So again, we must differentiate between oxidation and burning. Oxidation is a slow combination. Burning is a rapid combination. All of them or both of them between oxygen and element. Okay. Another question that says that the process that the plant carry out to make its own food. Again, the process that the plant carry out to make its own food. Surely we know this process from our previous study in primary 4 and primary 5 in photosynthesis process. Again, the process that the plant carry out to make its own food, it will be the photosynthesis process. The photosynthesis process. Okay. Another question. The amount of matter in an object, I think it was the first definition we have studied in primary 4 and also in primary 6. Okay. The amount of matter in an object, it's a very old definition and a very easy definition at the same time. So it will be mass. Again, mass is the amount of matter in an object. Again, mass is the amount of matter in an object. Another question. The force with which a body is attracted towards the earth. The force with which the body is attracted towards the earth. Surely it will be weight. Again, the force with which the body is attracted towards the earth, it will be weight. Again, the force with which the body is attracted towards the earth, it will be weight. Okay? The force with which the body is attracted toward the earth, it will be weight. Another question. The measurement unit of mass, which is almost equal to a mass liter of water. The measurement unit of mass, which is almost equal to a mass liter of water. Surely we know that. It will be the kilogram. Kilogram is the measurement unit of mass, which is almost equal to a mass liter of water. So it will be kilogram. And you must differentiate between gram and kilogram and also the ton. Gram is used for measuring very small masses such as gold jewelry. Kilogram is used for measuring mass of extra or large masses such as vegetables and the fruits. So what about ton? Ton is used for measuring masses of very, very, very large masses such as cars, blocks of iron, and so on. Okay? So the measurement unit of mass, which is almost equal to a mass liter of water, it will be kilogram. Okay? Another question. An instrument used for measuring the temperature. Again, an instrument used for measuring the temperature. Here, I don't need the special thermometer like medical or like Celsius. I need the thermometer only. هنا السؤال in general. What is the instrument that is used for measuring the temperature? It will be the thermometer. So the answer will be thermometer, not medical one, not Celsius one. You can write thermometer only because here that's a general question, says an instrument used for measuring the temperature only. Okay? Another question. The measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram. Again, the measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram. Surely we know we have only one unit for measuring weight, which is Newton. Newton again is the only measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to 100 gram. Again, Newton is the measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram. Another question. That's a problem of mass and weight. And I'm sure all of you like problems of mass and weight. In mass and weight problem, we must concentrate. We must at first write the two laws of mass and weight problems. At first, we must write the two laws and answer the question easily and correctly, God willing, inshallah. Okay? So the question says that an object whose mass on Earth equal to 6 kilograms. Calculate the weight on both surfaces of the Earth and on the Moon. So, before I answer this question, I remind you with the two secret triangles or two secret laws. عندنا قانونين سحريين أو سريين, as we call them, to answer the problem of mass and weight. We have two rules. We must at first, before everything in this problem, write the two rules of mass and weight. The first rule says that, the first rule, okay, you remember, weight on the Earth, and here mass by 10. And the second rule here, weight on the Earth, and here weight on the Moon by 6. Okay? So, the question says that an object whose mass on Earth equal to 6 kilograms. So, it gives me one information only. The mass equal what? The mass equal 6 kilograms. So, it needs what? It needs to calculate both weight on the surface of the Earth and both weight on the surface of the Moon. So I don't have weight on Earth and I don't have weight on the Moon. So to have weight on the Earth, what I choose from these two rules? هختار أي قانون من القانونين اللي قدامي دول. Okay, here I have mass and I need weight. So the first rule deals with what? The first rule deals with weight and the mass. Second rule deal with weight on the Earth, weight on the Moon. So surely I will choose the first rule. Why? Because I have mass and I need weight. So I need weight on the Earth. Weight on the Earth equal what? Equal from the first rule, mass by 10. Mass by 10. So it will be what? It will be 6 by 10 equal 60 Newton. Surely we must write Newton in this problem because I need here weight. So what about the weight on the Moon? What about the weight on the Moon? The weight on the Moon, I need to choose the second rule or the first rule. Surely, weight on the Moon from the second rule. Weight on the Moon equal what? Equal weight on the Earth divide 6. Weight on the Earth, weight on the Earth divide 6. So it will be weight on the Earth equal what? Equal 6 Newton, as we have found from a while. Divide 6 equal what? Equal 100. Sorry, equal 10. Sorry, 6 divide 6 equal 10. 10 what? 10 Newton. So surely we can answer any problem of mass and weight by writing the two triangles or the two secret triangles. Weight on the Earth equal mass by 10, and the mass on the Earth and on the Moon itself, because mass doesn't change, equal weight on the Earth divide 10. Also the second rule, weight on the Earth equal weight on the Moon by 6. Weight on the Moon equal weight on the Earth divide 6. So surely we can answer any problem of mass and weight by, at first, we must try the two rules of weight on the mass, and weight on the earth, and weight on the moon. Surely we can answer them properly and easily, and I'm sure you have practiced more and more. أكيد انتوا اتدربتوا كتير قوي with your teacher at our school in Egypt here on problems of math and weight. They are very easy problem. You can answer them very easily if you know only the two sacred triangles or the two sacred rules of mass and weight, and also weight on the earth and weight on the moon. So let us see the answer on the monitor now. To have weight on the earth, we multiply what? We multiply mass by 10. Mass here equals 6, by 10 equal 60 Newton. So what about weight on the moon? We divide weight on the earth, divide 6, so it will be 60 divided 6 equal 10 Newton. So again, the two triangles of mass and weight are very important laws for answering any problem of mass and weight. Another question. The question says that justify or give reason. Justify or give reason يعني علل أو بما تفسر أو قول السبب. Again, justify or give reason. It's a very important question, and some of our pupils are afraid or are frightened of this question, and I don't know why. It's a very easy question only if you can read the question carefully, and you can answer it easily if you know the language to write the question or to write the response or the answer. Okay, so let's start with our first question. Please practice more and more on the give reason question. The question says that although oxygen is consumed during the respiration, its percentage remains stable in the atmosphere. Again, the question says that although oxygen is consumed during respiration, its percentage remains stable in the atmosphere. بالرغم من الأكسجين بيستهلك في respiration, its percentage remains stable or constant in the atmosphere. لكن بتبقى نسبته ثابتة في الغلاف الجوي, as we have studied 21% or 1/5 or 1/5 of the air volume. Why? Why oxygen gas doesn't run out of us up till now? ليه الأكسجين ما استنفذش أو ما خلصش مننا لغاية دلوقتي. Okay, so the answer, I'm surely all of you know the answer, that because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. We can see that because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. Or we can see another answer, because green plants compensate معناها بتعوض the oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. So again, because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process or during the daylight, as we have studied, the photosynthesis process is a very important process in which the plant produces oxygen gas and nutrients, and also it consumes carbon dioxide, sunlight, water, and mineral salts from the soil. So again, the answer will be that because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. During what? During photosynthesis process. Another question. Oxygen is created by displacing the water downward in the flask preparation at the laboratory. Again, oxygen is created by displacing the water downward in the flask preparation at the laboratory. ليه بنجمع الأكسجين بإزاحة سفلية للمية? What happened or why or give reason the oxygen displace water downward in the flask preparation at the laboratory? As I said, like the comic touches, أنا قلت كده بشكل فكاهي قبل كده إن الأكسجين والووتر بيكرهوا بعض. يعني نفهم منها إن الأكسجين displace water downward because oxygen is scarcely dissolved in water. So the answer will be that because oxygen is scarcely dissolving in water. الأكسجين نادرا ما بيدوب في المية. هو كأنه بالظبط مش بيحب المية، بيكرهوا بعض هما الاثنين، ودي نعمة من نعم ربنا على البشرية زي ما قلنا قبل كده. Because oxygen is scarcely dissolved in water or otherwise وإلا all oxygen gas will disappear in water. احنا عارفين كويس قوي إن الأيرث 2/3 of it or 3/4 تقريبا ثلاث أرباعها water. So if oxygen dissolved in water لو بيدوب في المية it will disappear. هيختفي تماما. So God created oxygen with a very important, with a very special property that oxygen is scarcely dissolving in water. So we can create or we can collect. The question says that again, we can collect oxygen by displacing water downward because again oxygen is scarcely dissolving in water. Because oxygen is scarcely dissolving in water. So the answer will be that because oxygen is scarcely dissolving in water. Another question. The atmosphere has a great importance for the continuity of life on the planet Earth. Again, the atmosphere has a great importance for the continuity of life on the planet Earth. So we can answer this question by many reasons, not only one reason, as I said before in the episode of oxygen gas. We can answer this question by, because in atmosphere we respire oxygen gas, because in atmosphere there is carbon dioxide that is used for photosynthesis process by plants. Also we can say in atmosphere there is the ozone layer, or the ozone layer that protects the earth from ultraviolet radiation. Also we can say because atmosphere adjusts the temperature of the earth's planet. We have many reasons in this question, but we will have one reason now, because atmosphere, as we know, protects the earth or protects us from ultraviolet radiation. Again, why is atmosphere important for the planet Earth? So the answer will be that because atmosphere protects the earth from ultraviolet radiation. Again, because the atmosphere protects the earth from ultraviolet radiation. Another question of justify or give reason again, and in this question I advise you read the question carefully and collect your answer in your mind with Arabic at first, if you know, with English if you know English well, and you can write the simplest form of answer. يعني في الأول خالص بجمع الإجابة في دماغي، بقراها كويس جدا، بقرا سؤال كويس جدا and answer with the simplest word you know. بجاوب بأبسط إجابة بعرفها. Don't write two more words, don't write very large or very long answers. You can answer it easily and simply by the simplest words you know. يبقى لازم يكون عندي language كويس قوي، عندي لغة كويسة جدا عشان أعرف أجاوب give reason question، and لازم أكون قاري دروس كويس جدا especially from your school book من كتاب المدرسة. Please again answer the question of give reason easily and simply by your own words بكلمات شخصية منك أنت without keeping or without من غير حفظ يعني the answer of the books. Okay, you can read any book, your school book, any book on the internet, on the website, and also any source of information. I don't say to you you must read the school book only. No, you can read the school book, you can search on the web, you can search on the internet, you can search on the YouTube to know any answer or to know any explanation of the give reason question. So the question says that again, the question says that although oxygen gas is consumed during respiration process, its percentage remains stable in the atmosphere. I repeat this question because it's a very important question. هنا بنكرر تاني أسئلة give reason لأنها أسئلة مهمة جدا جدا جدا. Again, the answer will be that because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. Because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. لأن النبات بينتج غاز الأكسجين خلال عملية البناء الضوئي. Another question. Oxygen is created by displacing the water downward in the flask preparation at the laboratory في المعمل. So the answer will be that because oxygen is scarcely dissolved in water. Because oxygen is scarcely dissolved in water. لأن الأكسجين نادرا ما بيدوب في المية أو زي ما قلنا بشكل فكاهي مش بيحب المية. Again, because oxygen is scarcely dissolving in water. Another question. The atmosphere has a great importance for the continuity of life on the Earth's planet or on our planet. So we can write many answers for this question, not one reason only. We have many reasons such as because atmosphere protects us from ultraviolet radiation. Again, because atmosphere protects us from ultraviolet radiation. يعني الاتموسفير بيحمينا من الأشعة الضارة أو الأشعة الفوق بنفسجية. Another question. This question is very easy and very favorable for you, and I advise you to read all the two columns, the match question or match from column A to column B. Before you answer the question, please read all the two columns, the first column or A column and the second column or P column, to know the easiest one, and start with the easiest one. ابدأ بأسهل إجابة وما تبدأش بالإجابة الصعبة، أو ابدأ بالإجابة أنت عارفها في الأول. You don't need to answer the first question at first. Again, before you answer the question of match question, you must read the two columns at first. Okay? Let's start a very favorable question for you, which deal with match question. The first column العمود الأول says Newton mass kilogram weight. Second column says gravitational force for an object, measurement unit of mass, measurement unit of weight, amount of matter in an object. So let's start with Newton. I'm sure Newton is a very easy definition because it's the measurement unit of weight. So here, if you are hesitated, لو أنت متردد, don't answer the question and answer another question. And as I said, begin with the easiest one. ابدأ بأسهل إجابة. So again, Newton is the measurement unit of weight. Newton is the measurement unit of weight. So what about mass? What about mass? I know that all of you know the definition of mass. I said this definition in this episode. Mass is the amount of matter in an object. Mass is the amount of matter in an object, okay? So what about kilogram? Kilogram, we know it's a unit for measuring mass. Kilogram, again, it's a unit for measuring mass. So up till now, we have answered 3 questions from the 4 questions, okay? So what about weight? Surely weight is the gravitational force for an object because it's the last answer for the weight. Again, weight is the gravitational force for an object. So in the match question, I advise you again to read the question carefully. Read the question carefully again, and also you can read the 2 columns before you start to answer, and start your answer with the first or with the easiest one. ابدأ إجابتك دايما بأسهل نقطة في الماتch question. Again, in the match question, I advise you to start with the easiest one. دايما أبدأ بأسهل إجابة. So now let's have another type of question. If we have time, I'm sure, I'm afraid our time is up. Write scientific term question quickly. The first question says that the amount of matter in an object, it will be mass. Again, if the question says that, write scientific term, mass, or what about mass? It's the amount of matter in an object, okay? Another question, the force with which the body is attracted towards the earth, the force with which the body is attracted towards the earth, surely we know that it's weight. So we have 5 minutes up to now. I'm sure we can answer many questions of scientific term in those 5 minutes. Okay, so the force with which a body is attracted towards the earth, it will be weight. Another question, the measurement unit of mass, which is almost equal to a mass liter of water, the measurement unit of mass, which is almost equal to a mass liter of water, surely it will be the kilogram, because liter of water or liter of distilled water ماء مقطر كتلة لتر ماء مقطر equal 1 kilogram بتساوي تقريبا 1 kilogram. Another question, the measurement unit of weight, we have only 1 unit for weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram, it will be Newton. Again, the measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram, it will be Newton. Another question, an object whose mass on Earth equal to 12 kilogram. Calculate its weight on both surface of the Earth and on the Moon. That's another problem of mass and weight. Surely we can answer this problem easily and correctly if we only write the 2 laws of mass and weight. We start with what? Surely I can hear you. سامعكم كويس قوي بتقولوا نبدأ بقانون الماس والويت. Okay? Secret triangle, weight on the Earth, mass by 10, and the other triangle, weight on the Earth, weight on the Moon by 6. So here I have only one information. The mass is what? The question says the mass is 12 kilogram. 12 kilogram. So I need what? I need the weight on the Earth. Weight on the Earth surely from the first triangle. Okay, so weight on the Earth equal what? Equal mass by 10 from this triangle. Weight on the Earth equal what? Equal mass by 10. I put my finger or my pen on the weight on the Earth, so it will be mass by 10, or it will equal mass by 10. So it will 12 by 10 equal 120 Newton. 120 Newton. Surely we must not write Newton with weight. So what about weight on the Moon? What about weight on the Moon? Weight on the Moon equal what? Weight on the Moon, here, weight on the Moon equal weight on the Earth divide 6. Weight on the Earth divide 6, so it will be 120 divide 6 equal 20 Newton. 20 Newton. Again, I'm sorry. Again, weight on the earth or within the moon is measured in Newton as we have studied, okay? Take care, you mustn't write kilogram with weight. You must write Newton with weight because as we know from our previous study in Unit 1 that deal with mass and weight, weight is measured by only one unit which is called Newton. So if you want to answer any problem of mass and weight, you must write at first لازم في الأول خالص اكتب the two sacred laws of mass and weight. لازم كويس قوي اكتب القانون الخاص بالmass and weight والقانون الخاص بالweight on the earth and weight on the moon. So we have two sacred triangles to answer any problem of mass and weight easily and correctly, inshallah. So the problem says that the mass equal 12 kilogram. So if I want weight on the earth, it will be 12 by 10 equal 120 Newton. 12 by 10 equal 120 Newton. The weight on the moon equal 120 divide 6 equal 20 Newton. And the weight on the moon here, I need weight on the earth divide 6 as we have studied. Okay? So again, I repeat again and again, if you want to answer any problem of mass and weight, we must write at first the two laws or the two sacred laws of mass and weight. Okay? Another question. Point conducts heat faster than aluminium. That's our repeated question. دي أسئلة متكررة because they are very important questions. Again, point conducts heat faster than aluminium. So surely it will be copper. Copper here conducts heat faster than aluminium. Copper conducts heat faster than aluminium. Okay, some examples of good conductors of heat are iron and copper or aluminium or nickel or silver or any metal you have studied, even if mercury itself is a very good conductor of heat metal. Okay, another type of question. Correct the underlined word in the false one. Correct the underlined word in the false one here. Maybe the sentence is right and you only correct the underlined word only or the wrong one only. Okay, the question says that all materials are good conductors of heat, so the answer will be some material only are good conductors of heat. So now I'm afraid our time is up and I'm sure you have benefited from this episode correctly and much, and now goodbye and see you soon.